Hello, welcome to this video. So this video would be a part 3 on us trying to solve the mystery of the Langrenus 2021-14 mystery on YouTube. So this channel was streaming straight from the moon 5 months ago apparently, and we just found out about it. So we're trying to figure everything out. So I guess went through the recap of the first part, right? We just went through a bunch of videos where he actually showed that he was streaming straight from the moon to show the Earth. And then we applied a bunch of different filters and effects to them to get some different effects. And we looked at the batter too, right? The main thing in the first video was we were just getting the basic concept that somebody was broadcasting live stream straight to YouTube 5 months ago, and it looked like this. So if we just keep going through, last part, we went through and we actually recreated the batter, right? So last part, we went through to the Langrenus YouTube channel page, went and figured out how to get his batter, which actually shows more than that, right? It's not just a big desert, actually, because it crops it off. So if you go to YouTube Downloader, we were able to find his real YouTube batter without it being cropped off. So this is what it really looks like, right? And we also figured out how we could recreate this batter. So we went through and we found, I guess we saved it. So we have a save file. So if you want to follow along, you can do that too, right? We're just using the GIMP free image program, and we just download that. And we also found the image that he used to create his batter, which was this image, right? So we figured out how to get this one, save them, figured out how to get into GIMP, and then we just basically threw it into here. And then we scaled this image down on top of the batter, lined it up, and I think we scaled it up, and then for exactly a 1:1 image to his batter, we just scale it up there, and now it's exactly like his. So this would help us be able to find rocks in the grainy darkness out here, right? The grainy ground, you can't tell where the rocks are. But if you have this image set up, it really helps you be able to find rocks in the grainy ground out there, outside of this picture, right? If you look at this, we can see exactly where the rocks actually are. If you're looking at this, you would say you don't see any rocks except the ones down at the very bottom, right? But if you use the actual image, the rocks appear, and then it's easier to tell where the actual rocks are in the grainy image. And then we start looking for rocks on the outside of the image, right? So there's actually a crater up here at the top right of his batter. So the rest of his batter, there is a rocky surface, and there is craters and mountains along the top. And it seems to line up exactly with the picture, right? The rest of his picture, I don't know where he got the rest of his picture. Maybe he actually did take it from the moon, but then he photocopied this official NASA picture over it. And then he got the rest of the picture. And then the second part of the video, we actually went through, we got this Earthrise photo. So this here, when he's actually filming the Earth and when he's filming it in other parts, we know exactly where that comes from. If you search for the Earthrise photo, you can actually get this. And then we dragged it into there, right? We dragged it into the GIMP program. Went to the video, found out it lines up exactly how it does. Then we created a picture in GIMP. And now we have now we kind of have some kind of a reference. Then I think we're talking about his glove, right? So there actually is somebody controlling the camera here. As we can see, somebody using a space glove. So that's the end of the glove. So it is gloves, right? It's not just hands. It's not just someone with just a hand. He does have a glove on. He does have a glove on. He does have a glove. So we went over that. And I think we're talking about that. We also went over how it actually one of the footage, the very first footage, you actually get to see the ground clearly instead of it being all fuzzy and everything. So you can't see anything. You can actually see some rocks on the ground and maybe a crater in the ground. And that's what we're looking at. So if we're looking at this picture, we can actually find craters and rocks in this picture, right? Now that we know what they look like, we know there's rocks. There's rocks everywhere in this picture. So I think that was the recap. That was everything we did. So if you're following along, maybe you have a GIMP folder. So what we did, we went to File, Save As, and then we can just save it. And then you have your own GIMP folder, so you can create your own batter, right? It's just the exact batter that he used, minus the noise disruption. So to help you find rocks and blurry pictures, and we also went through, we got this Earthrise picture, right? And we lined it up beside the actual picture that was shown in the video, which turns out that this Earth looks exactly like this one, right? Yeah, I think we just did this. We dragged it over top of it. We zoom in, see if we can find it. So this is what the Earth looks like from the video, right? The one in the video that was being recorded from the moon, being directly broadcasted Earth here through YouTube. We took the Earthrise photo, and if we go like this, we can find it's the exact same Earth, right? So it's the exact same Earth. So the Earth in the picture is not really there. But the thing that doesn't make sense is that when he moves the camera and how it moves throughout the day, and how it looks like it's actually being filmed on the Earth by an actual camera, right? Even disregarding this, it looks like it's fake, but we don't know how he fakes the movements, right? If you look at here, we know his batter. It's exactly the same as this, except that he got the outside picture somehow, right? Somehow, he got a broader picture that shows more of the moon. Then maybe he just photoshopped this because the Earth wasn't actually in the picture when he took it on the moon. So maybe it's like a half Photoshop, half real or something. It's like this middle part, Photoshop, he took it, photoshopped it over his picture that he took of the moon in the exact same spot. So the outside's real, the outside's a brand new picture that we've never seen before, but the inside is just thrown over top, maybe to represent that his batter is being, pictures being taken from the exact same spot. So there is more to talk about, right? So we figured that out. So his batter is just this picture, except he somehow took a picture in the exact same spot to give us a bigger, wider view of the same area that they took once before. So we have that figured out. So let's just keep going through here then, right? Here's his batter. We already have that saved. There's the Earthrise picture. So I'm sure there's more we can talk about, right? He started streaming. He had streams and he was streaming from the moon. There was the Earth up there. We know it comes in different parts of the day. We can apply different filters to see the ground easier and to see maybe the true color of the ground. I don't know if it's the true color of the ground. It just makes it pure, like it's a brown, light brown. Some different colors. There's a couple different colors on the moon. And if we go here, we talk about this, right? We could say maybe he was talking in chat, but he never actually was talking in chat, right? So if we're at this video, Langrenus 2021-14 Sol with sound, I caught this. We go here. You can say we will never show the Earth. So it says Langrenus 2021-14 is saying this. Who created the channel? But as he's saying up here, right? It's not him. His name would be highlighted in yellow. So when we first saw this video, we thought Langrenus was actually talking in chat, right? He had to stop pretending he's talking here. So we thought that Langrenus was actually talking in chat, right? Maybe you cannot see the Earth right now because of the Wi-Fi. Their space don't have that good Wi-Fi. So it has the same name, but it's not actually the person who made the channel, right? The Wi-Fi is not good on space, that's why. It's just somebody that created an account for some reason, and he's coming here to say messages. So it's not actually him. So the person who live streamed this never, ever said anything in chat. So we can go through here, right? This is what it would look like. Man of Mars, this is the one who made this, right? Man of Mars, he has 53 subscribers. That makes my channel look big. That makes my channel look huge, right? He has 53, I have like 289. That was huge. I thought our channel was a dead channel, but I guess not. So if the person who's actually doing the streaming, this is a live stream, his name would show up in yellow like this, right? So the difference between this video is he's talking, but his name is not showing up in yellow, right? So it's not actually him. He never actually said anything in chat. He never typed anything. There's one fake that almost tricked us, right? So in the next video, I think we're going to go through, just look at the things in order, maybe. So what else are we talking about here? Oh, I guess we talk about the letters at the beginning, right? What do they mean? I'm sure everyone knows what they mean already. But let's just look here, because we're looking here, right? We searched Langrenus 2020-14. It brings us to his YouTube channel, right? When you search his name on Google, it'll bring you to his YouTube channel, which is here. Doesn't have any videos, doesn't have anything. And we'll also find YouTube fandom, Langrenus 2014. So this shows some more information about him too, right? It'll show you stuff that he did, show you the streams he did, maybe the history, maybe some channel, maybe some speculation about him, and it shows some pictures over here, right? So we can look through here. We can look through some pictures if we want. There's also pictures on the site. This is a picture of his thumb, right? So this isn't his thumb. This is the white space in between his glove, as we found out. Yeah, next video we'll also look through his glove, right? We'll look at a bunch of glove footage to see at his glove, or maybe this one if we have time, right? And here's his channel. You can see that he's filming live. So you can see this on the YouTube Wikipedia, right? Just images that they had. Images that they had of him streaming. So there's the picture of the Earth up there, right? From the Sol Day 1 from his first stream. Then over here, we can see his banner, right? Here's his banner that we have. And if you've been following along, you have the banner as well, except that you can line it up with the original image, right? So it looks exactly the same. So we did that. So that's cool. You can find his banner there. We showed how to actually download and get his banner yourself, so you don't have to get it from here, right? And we also showed, I guess, this, right? Langrenus live stream in the dark. Alright. Then Langrenus live stream dark bright. So I guess they brightened up, right? So we did that. We did that in our editor. All he did was brighten it up. We can do that. You just raise the exposure. That's it. We'll do that in the next video too, probably. It shows as he's streaming live, somebody took a picture of it, right? And it shows here's the Earth over here. So here's a picture of it as we see in the video that's actually up there. And here's Langrenus 14 started streaming 5 hours ago. So this was his very first stream, right? There's nothing here, nothing in this picture, nothing in that one really, right? His first stream, he was just streaming black, and then that's it. So there's some interesting pictures you can get by looking down here. Maybe there's some references. We didn't look at all these yet. We didn't look at everything. This was the original place where we found out about his banner, right? Because we've seen his banner without the cropping. So that's how we found out about his banner the first time. Then we figured out how could we actually download it ourselves, right? Then we figured out how to get the actual banner in the full-size 100% quality. So his language, this at the beginning too, right? He has some symbols at the front. It says, this channel has been streaming for the past 4 days from the moon. Sometimes in between you can hear people talking and it showed the Earth for a brief moment, which it does, right? And then this person says, the Chinese did launch a rocket recently. I wonder if it's connected. So I'm not sure if it's actually connected, but it is just some interesting Reddit post that we found when we were searching about it. So I wonder if it is connected. So what does the Chinese have to do with it, right? So if we go to Google Translator, right? If we go to Google Translator, and we were to put this in here, right? If we were to put these two characters in here, the first two characters of the channel name, Google Translator, here it is. If we detect what that language is, it says that it's Chinese, right? And it means mission, right? So it's a Chinese letters at the beginning of the thing, right? So Chinese detected, English means mission. So it means mission Langrenus 2021 in Chinese. And then we found this post, right? This Reddit post. Chinese did launch a rocket recently, so I wonder if it's connected. So I wonder if it is connected, right? We know that the mission is written in Chinese. So that the mission was written in Chinese. We know that the Chinese launched a rocket recently. And I wonder if the rocket that the Chinese launched recently is connected to these filmings, right? So they sent up someone there to send a live stream to YouTube from the moon for some reason. So what else is there to do then, right? Went through here. We talked about that. Yeah, we're just at 50 minutes, so we still have lots of time. So let's just figure out what we got here, right? We got this. If we wanted to make this more like his picture, we could throw it in this editor, right? NCH, Video Pad Professional by NCH. So this actually does cost money, right? This isn't a free program. We had to buy it. I think it was pretty cheap though. I don't think it was too much. I think it was just like maybe 35 or 50 bucks, something like that. I'm sure there's other ways to do it, right? It just doesn't seem to work as good, right? So if we have this image here, if we were to right click and duplicate it, hide this one just so that we have a backup of it. If we were to go here to go to filters, maybe go to filters, go to noise, maybe add some noise to it. And it starts to look a little bit more like the other picture. Starts to look a little bit more like the other picture if you start to add some noise to it, right? Starts to add some static up to the top. Although that's too much, right? We couldn't ever recreate it. We can't ever recreate what he did. So whatever he did something to it. Maybe that's a bit closer, right? Maybe the noise is supposed to be a little bit lower or something. But you can sit here, maybe you could figure it out or something. It changes the color of it. Lightness. So you know there's supposed to be a lot of static along the bottom. There's not supposed to be a lot during the top. We just can't recreate it. We can't recreate it in here. We could get something close, right? He does add noise to it somehow. It does add noise that's just some proper setting that he did, right? I mean, eventually, maybe you'd find something something that's almost exactly like it, right? No, it's a lot more grady in his picture. So whatever he did, he made it a lot gradier, and it's a lot more spaced out somehow. So maybe just a different editing program or something. As you can see, it's starting to look kind of like his. It's just way too much noise in this picture. So if we wanted to, we still have our backup, right? This is what the original one looks like. And then we just want to click on which one we want to edit. But if we're in here, for this NCH video editor, if we have the banner up there, so that was the picture that we thought was it, right? Originally, we had this picture. We thought this was it, and I thought maybe he just did something to the top to make it look better, but he didn't even have to. We found the right picture. So the thing about this picture, it's the exact same picture, except that maybe it's angled down a little bit more, so it makes more of a curvature. So this is just a different picture. It's kind of similar to it, but it's not the actual picture, right? But if we go here, we had this one up here. So if we have this picture, and if we were to add noise to it in here, if we were to go to add effects, add some noise to it, it actually looks a lot closer. Looks a lot closer to it than we did in the other one. Like we could change some settings in here, right? We could maybe maximize it. I think we have to. I think we have to change some things. So we click on effects. I think that we maybe lowered the intensity down to 15, maybe. That it maybe looks a little bit closer, right? So it's just moving. We play. So it does look really close, right? So you could maybe do it in a video editor. You just go to. We have a video pad NCH. Then we just add a static. That looks a lot closer to it. Yeah, it looks almost exactly like the same thing. Looks almost exactly the same as the other picture. Like if we were to disable this, right? Looks really close, but it's still a lot more grady for some reason. So you can't recreate it exactly, but we know that he did add noise to it. He just added a noise that was spread out a bit more. Coverage 100%. Not sure if that's doing it right. Spread out a bit more. Maybe like something like that or something. Because you could just sit here and play with things and then almost get it, right? Yeah, his is still a lot more gradier. Like it was taken with an actual picture, right? Like it was actually taken with the same camera. Unless you just applied some grainy filter to everything, and then originally it wasn't like that. But then when he was recording the video footage, it always looks grainy like that. So it could be an actual picture, right? So we can't recreate it exactly, but we could make it pretty close, I guess. Oh, actually, with this picture, right? This picture, this is just a still picture right here, right? This is just a still picture. But if we were to go to effects and add a noise to it, we lower the coverage of it. But if we were to sit here and add a noise to it, and then just play it, if it loops it properly, yeah, kind of makes it look like it's not a still image, right? We're gonna have to click play because it's not on loop for some reason. Click on loop, it'll loop. So you can just sit here and have this looping forever, and it could look like it's a actual video footage being transmitted because there's actual static, right? But it's just a picture, nothing's actually happening. And it does actually make it look like the Earth is doing something, right? So if we were to take that information, if we were to go here, add effect, go to edge detection, would it look kind of the same as it does in this video? It does look the same as it is video, right? It does look the same as it is video. So you can take a still picture of Earth. You can do this. Let's just reset noise detection. Reset it to what it is by default. Yeah, I think we're going to have to lower it, right? This goes down to 15 or something. Usually that looks alright. Oh no, it's not doing that anymore. Coverage out to like 50%. We just had it moving, didn't we? We just had it look like it was moving anyways. Oh, sure we did. Oh, maybe I had it on differently, right? We're not even sure. Let's just take these filters off then, right? Take off that. So if we go like that, yeah, whenever we had it on before, we just completely messed it up. Maybe we were sitting there for a bit, we figured it out, and then, so if it's like that, it actually looks like the Earth is doing something. Yeah, if it was just down a lot, if it was just down, so there we go. If we put it down some more, right? I guess it was at like 15. I think we're getting close to what we had before. Yeah, it kind of actually does the same thing, right? This is just a still picture of Earth, but with these effects, it looks like it's actually emitting something. It's not emitting the same. It's not doing the same. We didn't put the saturation on, right? Add exposure. Would that do anything? That'd make it too bright, right? That'd make it too bright. So just take the noise off, right? No, I guess you need noise. You need noise to actually make it look like it's animated. So besides that, let's just take everything off here, right? So we screwed that up. So you could just take a still image, then you can just add noise to it if you want. That's something you can do, right? So it could literally be a still image, but the fact that he moves the camera, right? So this actually looks pretty close to it, right? You see the ground is distorted, except it doesn't distort the sky the same way, which confuses us, right? We could get the ground looking the same way as it does in the video. But then the thing about the sky is that the sky in his video, his sky doesn't do that. His sky doesn't actually do that. So this looks like almost exactly like the video footage, right? The ground's really grainy. You can maybe see things. Maybe you can make out the rocks. Maybe you can make the craters. So all you have to do is just add noise to a still image that's normally clear. And then you can do that, right? Yeah, we couldn't even tell where those were before, those craters. We couldn't even see where they were before. because of adding the noise to it. Just like adding noise to this one, right? You could sit here. You could just add noise here quick. Maybe just add noise, that's it. Yeah, that kind of looks kind of similar, right? If we wanted to actually loop it, but it's not looping. I feel like this. Why is it switched to that? We just wanted to show that on loop just like it was doing before, right? I guess the main thing kind of looks similar, right? I guess we could just click and drag it, right? So it kind of looks like the similar grainy, grainy footage as it's shown in his videos, right? We did add noise by adding some effect, but it doesn't add it to the sky like that. Only in his it doesn't add it to the sky like that. The ground looks perfect, right? The ground looks almost exactly the same as it does in his videos. Maybe he has more noise on the ground. But let's look at his video, right? If we just look at his video here, this is what his video looks like, right? Without anything done to it. Pretty sure there's nothing. Yeah, there's nothing done to it. This is what his video looks like, right? So maybe there is noise. No, it looks completely different at the top. And the way that he moves his camera, right? He's filming it there, angles it down. There's the ground. Then probably his glove, right? And then he's filming this, so it's in that other filter there, right? It looks so grainy, but it doesn't noise up to the top like it is on the ground. That doesn't make any sense. That doesn't make sense. So here's him grabbing it with his glove, right? We know that's his glove. So here's a really good picture of his glove, right? Here's a good picture of his glove. You don't even need any effects. But let's add some effects, right? What does just edge detection do when he's pulling his glove up, right? I don't think it'd be harder to see, right? We can see there's his glove. It's harder to see with edge detection. Unless you're looking to try to see the actual form of the glove, right? So we'd actually see it, right? There's the glove. There's the form with edge detect. We can clearly see it. You can clearly see there's the bottom of his glove, right? There's the bottom of his glove right there. There's his other finger. There's the top of his glove. There's that. And there's the edge of his glove and the top of it, right? So we can clearly see his glove right here. You can clearly see his glove right there with the edge detect. You can even see it out without the edge detect. And probably when he's walking, right? The edge detect. Yeah, there's him kicking it up, right? Kicking up the dirt right there. There's his foot. So if we should get his videos together where it shows his foot or something. That was probably just a hold out there, so it does detect it. Let's just put exposure up, right? See what this looks like. Exposure plus detection. There's the rocks on the ground, right? Normally you can't see the rocks on the ground that well. Let's use these filters here. So you can see that they're right there, right? So what does it look like without effects? I guess we can leave exposure up, right? Expose it a little bit, make it a bit brighter. So there's the rocks. So they're right there. There's more rocks. There's the line. There's the crater. So just add edge detection. Saturation's up 0.25, right? There's the rock right there. There's the hole right there. So we put exposure up to 100, what would that do? Yeah, if you put exposure up to 100, you can see things even clearer, right? There's the line. There's the hole right there. And here's all the rocks. Or were they back? They were behind before that, right? There's some rocks. You can see the rocks. You can see them. We don't need this filter, but it makes them easier to see, right? Right there, right? There's a rock. There's a rock. There's a rock. So we'll take off this one because it doesn't make it easy to see everything, right? It doesn't make it easy to see them. Yeah, if we take that, yeah, the saturation's exposure is way too high. So lower the exposure. If we lower it, If you lower the exposure a little bit, it actually makes it easier to see. Okay, we haven't lowered it too much, right? Negative 0.34. Here's what it normally looks like, right? So it's not as easy to actually see it. Maybe we'll do that, right? Let's go here. If like, here's what it normally looks like. It's not too easy to see things, but there's those dots we were talking about when we had the edge detect on. So you can see the ground and everything. You can see his glove. And we can actually see over there, right? Maybe there's a rock or a crater or something. There's a whole bunch of rocks, craters, they're right up there. There's a whole bunch of craters and rocks in this thing as he's filming it. So he's walking right now, right? He's walking. He's walking right now. We can see there's a crater or a hole or something, or rocks right there. There's craters up on the edge right there, right? There's a crater right there. There's a crater right there. There's another one. There's a rock right there. So let's just put the saturation down, right? Because we had the saturation down, and it allowed us to see the ground even better for some reason, right? Effects, go to exposure, bring it down. We had like negative 0.34. So if we go like that, actually put it down, it actually seems to make it easier to see maybe, right? Yeah, it does make it even clearer to see. You can even see the shadow right there, right? Inside the crater, you can see the shadow now. Just look over here, we can see the rocks easier. There's his hand, right? Then it goes over here, and we can see he has that filter on, so it makes the ground all gray like that. You can see right there, there is a... we can't see the craters yet, right? Until we move ahead. And then they get into view. So that's interesting, right? Yeah, they're right up there. You can see them. There's the glove, right? So not sure what the next video is, right? We already covered the glove. There's the glove right there. So it is somebody with a glove. Somebody with a glove is out there. Someone with a glove is out there. So what else? I guess that's it, right? We went through over there. We were just have all these videos that are edited just so we could look at them, apply filters, edit everything. Add, so you just go through them, right? So this is two, right? This thing was interesting. He went right into Langrenus crater inside this space simulation program. It almost does line up with the picture they show us after, right? Oh, the one that we show after, right? It actually almost does. If he just moved up a little bit, right? So that's something interesting. In his video, he went into the space program to look at it. This is where it's being filmed from, right? So the person who's filming this thing is filming it right here in this spot. He found it in this program. And if we put it to line up to what we just had, right? It actually does look similar if the camera was up a bit more. If the camera was up a bit more. Because we can actually see that here, right? Here's this hill right here. Let's go to like edge detect. Or we'll do it in the next video, right? We'll do it in the next video. This video's over 30 minutes. So right here, he's in this program. He's looking at this thing. This looks exactly like this. You can see this hill right here. You can see that hill right there. And we can see this hill right here, right? And we can see the hill up there. And this one up here. If it was like angled down a bit. Like this was just camera was angled just a little bit different. In the the thing he did in that program, it would look exactly like this. Right? We'll just check that quick. We'll just do edge detect. Edge detect. It's not detecting the edges down there, right? It's not detecting the edges down there. What if we put saturation up? Exposure up. What if we put it all the way up? It's not as easy to see like that, right? What if we take edge detection off, just put exposure up? Put exposure up, it makes it harder to see. Where's the 20? So what if we like lower it, right? That wouldn't make it easier to see. That'd make it harder to see. Yeah, I guess it's just like fine how it is. Bring the exposure up or down to make it harder to see. We darkened it a little bit, right? But that doesn't make sense. So if we leave it how it is, you don't even need to do any video editing to see it. So there's that video. I guess that's it. We'll end it, right? 35 minutes. They just keep getting longer by a minute. But we've seen a whole bunch of things about this thing, right? There's so many mysteries about this channel here. So many mysteries, so many questions.